Hello and welcome, my lovely Leos. Leo, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of January 20th through 26th, 2020. Remember, time is merely a pretense. This could be past, present, and or future energies. And remember, Leo, the stars you were born under, your sun sign, your rising sign, all that business. It's not personality programming, but the lessons and the experiences you can expect in this lifetime. So do hang around for the entirety of the reading, because like a good fairy tale or fable, there'll be something in here for you collectively. Of course, take what resonates and leave out all the rest. Okay, Leo, what do we have in the skies above us? Well, we've been living through this Capricornian business. Me being a fire sign, it's been really tough. So I'm sure you've struggled through it. This Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. And then we did have that full moon in Cancer. But of course, that was the opposite sign of Capricorn. So we kind of still have that big takeaway energy that we've just had a lot of Capricornian energy just kind of pushing on us, demanding to be heard. Things that you had to defend, doors you had to close, doors you had to open. Just a lot of stuff going on in the first 3 weeks of January that have just kind of left us spinning and reeling. At least it's done it for me as a fire sign. Man, if you're an air sign right now, your life is so good. The readings have been so good for air signs. But right now we're moving into the 20th is a Sun in Aquarius. So we're moving Sun out of Capricorn into Aquarius. It's probably why all my air signs are so happy. Fire and air just blaze up more fire, of course, but it's a relief. It is just like the Venus and Pisces, that tender, loving energy, that working together energy, kind of like even fairy tale energy, broke up all that Capricorn, grounding, hard Jupiter and Capricorn, big daddy energy. Aquarius is kind of bringing a little more eccentricity and a little logic. And then we have a new moon in Aquarius on Friday, this January 24th. And you should set your intentions based on the dealings of those first 3 weeks in January, when you had a lot of things you had to defend. Like I said, open doors. There's a lot of things that you never thought you were going to actually do, get a chance to do, or ever actually assert in your life that maybe you have as of late. And definitely get your intentions along those lines and themes, because that is spirit calling you to do that. I should be shuffling cards, my loves. Definitely. What else do we have going on? I wasn't shuffling cards, which I meant to do when I gave my big spiel, but just to let you know, Leo, what do we have for my Leos? The Star card, the energy coming into the reading. Oh, let's get this reading going with a prayer. Okay, me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. This is my charismatic gift I share with you with unconditional love and gratitude, and that is why I thank you now for all your likes, your subscribes, your views, your comments alone. Your comments, your views alone do help the channel. I am very grateful. You guys have really made this channel a very spiritual channel. I wish I could do more love readings and tell you who your soulmate is, when they're going to show up, and what they're going to give you for Christmas. But that's not how spirit works in my life, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and get to it. Okay. I have the Star cards. With the energy you're coming into this week, this reading with, I have the Star card, which is the wish come true card. It is the Aquarius. Welcome to Aquarius season. You must be feeling the same relief that I'm feeling coming into this season, as opposed to, there's just so much weight with Capricorn. And it's freeing. Like I said, relief, freeing. This Eight of Swords in reverse. It means you're coming out of, this head down kind of position, this birthing position, freeing yourself from the, the womb and the tomb kind of thing, which I've never said before for this card, so it must mean something to somebody. And it's just that freeingness, that birthy kind of feeling, that coming into your wish. It's not coming into your wish, but it's coming into the work of your wish. The Star card is a reminder that the wish is closer than you think. Don't give up now. You're only a few steps away kind of feeling. It's like, I'm totally enamored by that movie, Brittany Runs a Marathon. And there's a point in a marathon where a lot of people give up. And it's not the last mile, it's the last 7 miles. which is nothing compared to the first 20 or 21 you've run. So it's kind of that feeling like, you know, keep going. There's an angel coming to get you through the last bit of that business. You're coming into something new and you're changing. I do feel it too. It's the reason I was away for a little bit. I couldn't sleep. I could sleep. My energies were all over the place. I couldn't read. I'd pull a card and I couldn't even remember like what number it was, even though it's written on the card. So I've been out of sorts, and now that my energy is kind of coalescing into something new, into a different kind of person that I'm becoming. And I feel like, Leo, all our fire signs are kind of feeling this, and hopefully we're coming out of that energy of just tower after tower after tower that Aries has been going through. I know Leo's got some business of it too, but there's a selection you have to make. There's a ship coming in. But the ship's coming in, it's not just a matter of the ship's coming in, it's some kind of selection you need to make. Just because the ships come in doesn't mean you go on board and you empty all the ships. This is kind of like a selecting, like a choosing what you're going to take off that ship. You don't have to take everything. It's almost like so much stuff is going to come in. So many blessings are due for all the work you've done and how you freed yourself and all the wishes you've made and how the work you've done to make it towards those wishes, that the options are going to be limitless. Discernment is going to be necessary because you could have it all, but you probably go crazy. But this is like the energy of things are coming in. What are you going to take? What are you going to leave behind? Well, whatever it is, you're going to stop juggling. This is the juggling card, the Two of Pence. This is the card of, I need to put something down if I'm going to succeed in one road. It's like you can't go on two roads, but it's still, you can't do two things at once. It's completely impossible. And Spirit is asking you to select. This is another selection card, another option card. Now you can select to do one thing and then do another thing later. But remember, that means you're going to have to do 2 hours of things instead of 1 hour of both things. You're going to have to do 1 hour each of each thing. Does that make sense? This is kind of what Spirit is saying. It's like, these are selection cards, choosing wisely cards. In this new beginning, this birthing kind of feeling, this birthing from darkness, from capture. It's almost like a new freedom you're about to experience. And the only thing you can think of is healing and the dream at hand, the wish come true. And moreover, you've planted your seeds. I have this planting seeds cards, and it's not just planting seeds. You've kind of put things in place. Seven of Pence is putting things in place. It is in reverse, which means it's been a tough road, but it also means it's almost time to come into harvest. And you've done a lot of work. You've worked on the garden. You've tended it. It's time to start harvesting. But Spirit is saying the seeds you've planted, the options you're choosing, and the seeds you've planted are not for marriage. This is the marriage card. It even is the marriage card. They're under the hoop off or the wedding, whatever, the Four of Wands. And even though you're going for the Three of Wands to the Four of Wands, it is in reverse. This is not a celebration time. This is a time for the kind of work that actually you need to, you know how certain markers, especially in companies, at certain markers, you know, oh, we've made $1 million this year. I worked at a company where they made $1 million the first time in the year. We've made $13 million in a year for the first time. You know, definitely hitting big markers, and then you celebrate and maybe spend some money. This is, don't do that. This is keep going. There's a sense of, this is kind of a weird reading in that you're coming into this selection. You have a lot of selection and options and discernment cards and planting cards, but don't celebrate yet. Don't spend the money yet, because we have the Six of Cups in reverse here. These aren't good memories. These are something that's going to hit you this week. To focus on this work. Okay, here's the thing. Spirit is saying to select, to focus on this work. Selection cards. I have this Two of Balancing card, this Two of Pens. I have this Three of Wands. This is selection cards, discernment cards coming into the new. These are all good cards. You're coming in on good footing into the week. But as the week progresses, you're going to realize that this is not There's some Four of Wands, not a reason to celebrate. Even though you've come into the Three of Wands in the upright, when you come into the Four of Wands, you're going to realize that that's what's draining you. There are aspects of life that should be celebrating, should be enjoying things, but you are not. So this new awakening is more of a clearing out of those ideas of the way things should be. It's almost like, I'm surprised the Hangman didn't come out, because it's almost like you come wish card and new birth card and escaping card and selection card. But then when you look up at the way your life is, it's kind of not the way your insides kind of have been growing and spiritually changing. And then when you come to the end, towards the end of the week, kind of the results of like this, you know, all work and no play kind of card, and this, your work not really paying off, or something a little tougher with this work, and then not even celebrating. It's like life is not moving correctly in some kind of way for you. And you're beginning to come into the realization that your insides don't match your outsides, Leo. And a lot of it might have to do with something from the past. And it could just be that you're working your ass off and you're forgetting about your heart. Absolutely. There are aspects of your dream that don't, how do I put it? Your aspects of your dream that aren't applying well enough to the insides of you. Like it's very exterior. There's some kind of thing you've painted because your heart is very neglected. You do have that soft side. You do have this Queen of Cups. I think this is you. Could be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer in your energy, but it's you being soft, being gentle. You have that inside you, but it's kind of locked away and it's not being expressed or used. You're kind of using only your logical, physical side, and it's because you have a past hurt. So even though you're doing well emotionally, inside, you haven't yet kind of explored that world outside. And that's because, you know, your past selections have left you out in the cold, and that's coming back because you need to live fully integrated. You need to live, your insides and your outsides need to be more matchy. And you may have like be checking the boxes, you know, of accomplishment on the outside, and you may see your dream approaching you, but this is a great roadblock that tells me that you just, it's a dream that will be empty because you haven't put your heart into it. And it might even be a marriage that went bad, or it might be, but you know, you're changing. Like this part of you, this Queen of Cups part of you, this nurturing part of you that nurtures others and self, that will have a royal cup for others. It wants to come out, but it's still a little bit on the frightened side, Leo, on the protective side of itself. All right. Couple repeaters. I have the King of Pentacles. That could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Six of Cups. This is advice from Spirit. And the Six of Cups. That's a repeater card. It is a victory in love, but it's also a victory in home. It's really setting up your home in the cartomancy. And Two of Pentacles, decision. It's that fear of decision, but it's also the balancing card of choices. And usually you have to put something down to pick something up, to move on to the Three, to work on what you want to work on, to really get the work really set. And so Five of Diamonds, repeater cards, man. Just repeater cards. Three of Cups. You need to find a place to celebrate, a reunion, a place where your heart is lighter. I know you're building a kingdom. You're trying very hard to build a kingdom. Spirit is saying, this is, okay, you're working on building a kingdom. But there's something that is holding you back, and it's your home. It's your something about home. This is home life. Your work life is pretty fine and dandy. But in order for your dream to come true, you're going to have the Two of Pentacles, which is letting go of something, to get to the Three of Pentacles, to get to good work. And until then, you're not going to feel certain success. You're going to feel this Five of Pentacles, being left out in the cold, being left without. And there will not be anything to celebrate with this Three of Cups in reverse. This reunion not happening. Spirit is also saying that you need to get out with other people. You've become a little isolated, Leo, in that you're working so hard on your kingdom that you're forgetting about others and you're not getting their input. And so what's happening is you're building a house, and it's like when you build a sandcastle, you know, and you take your bucket and you can't figure out what the problem is, but somebody can walk up in 2 seconds tell you what the problem is because they see it from a different angle. You don't have those people in your life right now. You're kind of keeping them out of certain aspects of your life that are making it difficult to come to proper conclusions and decisions and solutions. And what's happening is your castle's collapsing on itself because you don't have that input. You're just too isolated. There's a level of isolation here that's not healthy. I do have the Four of Cups to close the reading. This is the disappointment in love. It's love ain't working. You've kind of walled yourself off in a way that's just, even though you're coming into dreamy possibilities with the Star card, birthing to change. I mean, freeing yourself, and then even making choices, making decisions, ships coming in, using discernment. You're in all this good energy, but because you're missing that aspect, that social aspect, that cuppy aspect of life, it's being a little hard on you. Spirit is just saying, let people in. You're the one driving yourself crazy. It's a weird message. I'm a Leo rising, so I'm a little disappointed by this reading, but you know, it is what it is, Leos. All right. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip, or donate if the spirit moves you. And of course, everything is in the box below. Have a great week, my lovely Leos.